What's up, guys? This is Agent Cory Banks, Realtor 007, and this is a special inspection for me because I have my big brother. This is family. I have my big brother, my brother-in-law, all that good stuff. His name is Cory as well. So, why are we here today, Cory?
Home inspection.
Home inspection. So once again, last week we had an accepted offer on this property, and a week later we're doing the home inspection yet again with Bryant Wilkins of Advanced Home Inspection. And today we're going to come and take a look and see how the whole property works, and let's just go from there. You ready?
Yep.
All right, let's go.
The birds, the bees, and all that good stuff. The birds, the bees, and all that good stuff. And all that good stuff. The birds, the bees, and all that good stuff. And all that good stuff. The birds, the bees, and all that good stuff. The birds, the bees, and all that good stuff. The birds, the bees, and all that good stuff. Birds, the bees, and all that good stuff. The birds, the bees, and all that good stuff. The birds, the bees, and all that good stuff. And all that good stuff. And all that good stuff.
So far right now we have 2004 water heater. By saying that the average life expectancy is a little bit beyond that. Typical hot water heater will last roughly about 12 to 14 years. So right now we're at the cusp, we're at the latter end, so you have to properly prepare and budget for a replacement if needed. When a replacement is needed, you will have to have a few things added to the particular hot water heater. We will have to get a dirt leg installed, which is right here. So that collects the sediment from the gas. Even though BG&E has clean gas, there's still sediment in the lines leading from the plant to the house. So a sediment trap will have to be installed. We'll have to have a pan that goes underneath of the actual hot water heater so it can reside in, so it can collect water if it was to rupture. Big thing with that is, even though they require it per Baltimore County, just note that the new hot water heater that you would be installing would possibly be 40 to 50 gallons plus. That little pan that the hot water heater sits in is roughly about 2 to 3 inches deep. It's not going to collect all the water. Okay, so I got to make sure that you're fully aware of that and create realistic expectations. Okay, here's your expansion tank. This is a fairly newer style. I'm not saying it's brand new, but it's fairly new. By saying that, the way that the expansion tank operates is when the water is boiling inside of the hot water heater, the water naturally expands when it gets hot. So it goes into the expansion tank. Roughly about 2 to 3 gallons of water will reside in there. When it comes to the hot water heater and expansion tank, big thing with this is, if you ever notice any chipping, peeling, or flaking paint around the actual expansion tank, start getting prepared to purchase a new expansion tank. So a new tank with installation could roughly cost you about $300 to $450, depending on the contractor. But I would definitely keep an eye on that at all times. Oh, but that depends on how big of a hot water heater you desire to put in here in the near future. because you can purchase a water heater from anywhere roughly from 400 and up. But now you look at the quality, the style that you want to put in, if you want an electric versus a gas hot water heater, the number of gallons. I prefer gas. And how many people will be occupying the property? Okay, if it's just you, 50 gallons will be sufficient. But you know, if you had a whole house full of people that constantly love hot water, you definitely want to think about increasing the actual hot water tank versus the gallons. In case of emergency, we have to shut this unit down. Here's the gas shutoff valve for this particular unit. All you would have to do is turn it, and it will shut the fuel off, leading into the hot water heater. By saying that, there's no electricity ran to this unit. Hot water, the electric is generated by itself from the unit. So once you turn this off, you'll be good to go. Okay. Here is your flue. It is a little loose right now, as you can see. Okay. Big thing with this is carbon monoxide gases that's being produced by the hot water heater will naturally vent through this particular flue pipe to their chimney and exhaust. By saying that, we always want to make sure that we have a carbon monoxide detector located in the basement, because ultimately if this unit starts to backdraft, and what backdrafting is when the hot carbon monoxide gas is getting pushed back by cold air from outside, and it comes back down to the flue, okay, and it enters the property. So we want to make sure that you have the carbon monoxide detector in case that happens. You're fully aware, and we can make the necessary maintenance requirements that need be. Okay, that's going to be extremely, extremely important. And with every hot water heater, you will have a thermostat, which is identified here. Okay, as you can see, currently it's in the warm stage. So if you want your water to be a little bit hotter, beyond 115 degrees, you want to make sure you turn that knob accordingly. Okay, big thing with water, if you have young children around, you have to worry about scalding. Okay, so you just keep that in mind. All right. Other than that, the hot water heater is a self-sufficient operating unit appliance. So you shouldn't have any issues when it comes to servicing. You typically don't have too many issues, okay? Biggest thing you will probably see is if you hear popping inside the hot water heater once you turn the hot water heater tank up. That means there's sediment at the bottom of the hot water heater and it's having a reaction. Also, what else? If you have discoloration in your water, so when you run your tub and you have a yellowish, goldish brown tint, definitely means we need to flush the hot water tank and properly drain it accordingly. Okay. So, last thing, if you ever notice you turn your hot water heater up, it starts popping, and you see water discharging from your temperature relief discharge valve, that's a problem. Okay. Nothing should ever come out of that pipe. You should never touch that pipe. Never open it. Okay. If it is, that means there's a pressure buildup, and then we have to call a plumber immediately. Okay.
All right, guys, so we're finished with the home inspection for my client, Cory. And once again, we're here with my man, Bryant Wilkins of Advanced Home Inspection. What you think of the home?
Well, overall, it was a very nice home. With every home, there's a few items that need to be repaired, and we identified those. So overall, I think it was pretty well, Cory.
Okay. Anything you want to point out that with those repairs?
Absolutely, absolutely. So right now, currently inside the house, we've been in the property roughly about an hour and a half, 2 hours. When we came in, the set thermostat was at 82.5 degrees, and currently it's at 82.5 degrees, but the air conditioning is operating. So we definitely need to get some servicing conducted with this particular property so we can ensure that the house cools down accordingly. Also, for this particular property, we didn't have any attic access points. So by saying that this is an older home, insulation levels may be low in the attic, and on a 90 plus degree day, as you can see, the hot sun is beaming on the roof and possibly allowing heat to come inside the property. Yeah. So that's going to be something extremely important that we need to identify and make sure it's corrected. Also, we do have a older hot water heater. It is a 2004. By saying that, it is past its life expectancy. So we always want to make sure that clients know that the age of their appliances and what they need to do and budget for in the near future.
And with the hot water heater, again, the life expectancy is normally what?
Roughly about 10 to 12, 10 to 14 years. For this particular unit, we have exceeded that, so that unit can actually fail at any particular time.
So in that case, that's where the home warranty could come in, because it's not a problem, but at any moment it could be a problem.
Correct. So it is operational at time of inspection. That's going to be the key word. It's operational at time of inspection. Yet we just want to ensure that everybody's aware. And once again, the beautiful thing of home ownership, things will fail.
Yeah.
So you want to be prepared for it.
And that's why we do the home inspection, so you can teach the buyer how the house works and what to do, and so they don't panic when it happens.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, once again, I thank you. This is Agent Cory Banks, Realtor 007, and my man,
Bryant Wilkins from Advanced Home Inspection.
once again, have a great day. See you guys in the next video.